Move they make works. It clicks.
Yeah, they are in that zone that you're talking about. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Here's Jackson. Oh, the ball comes out.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
Mike's 56. Mike's 56. All day, punk.
It got his man complete. And he is going to have a Seahawks 1st down conversion. 42-yard line. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. On the option, it's Jackson. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make 2nd down pretty tough.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense. A little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
Yeah. Mike, 58, right there. I'm here all day. I'm here all day. 58, boys, 58. 58 is Mike. Get in the weight room. Get in the weight room.
On 2nd down now, it's Ward. That'll get them some of what they needed, but they're still left here with a 3rd and 9 forthcoming.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. You'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. On a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Jackson. This is caught. It's Cooks. And he is going to have a Seahawks 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. That 3rd down conversion good for 23.
1st and 10 at the 18-yard line.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Mike Gesicki with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further.
And that was a beautiful ball right there as he waited for his tight end to come uncovered in the end zone, so give him points for patience as well. Delivered it right where it needed to be for 6 points.
Elliott good on the extra point, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push.
Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Yetur Gross-Matos. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Buda Baker with a pick. And he'll bring this one back to the 29.
You're trailing, you're trying to get points late in the half. I absolutely understand that. But remember, it's all about the ball. And without the ball, you can't get those points. They just turned it over.
Now you got to be careful because that deficit can get a little bigger on the other side with that good field position they just took over with. On first down, Ward. And he'll get this one down to about the 27. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number one. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. From the gun, Jackson. Flushed out right. Wide open receiver complete. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. They'll throw on first down with Jackson. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Mike Gesicki on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Seahawks add on to their lead.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there. Unable to do so, that makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
This will make it into the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down. And it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
So we are at halftime here in downtown Seattle with the Seahawks out in front. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. Now this will make it into the end zone, and he will not bring it out. It's a touchback.
Here we go.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They've really distanced themselves. They have put the pedal to the metal, I guess, so to speak.
So definitely have them in the rearview mirror, don't they? I mean, you're exactly right. Being able to string together these drives that end up in points, it's almost like a run in basketball to create that distance, and they're on a really big-time one right now.
It becomes contagious, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, because oftentimes it translates to your defense as well, because they're excited about getting the ball back for their offense that's playing so well.
Well, they are clicking right now. On second down, it's Ward, and he'll be brought down right around the 37. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium, because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
58, right over there.
Now Jackson. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
Riggs. 58's the mic. Here we go, D. Get off the field.
Operating from the gun. Jackson. He's going to air it out deep for Hogan. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
Returnable now for Allen. The danger of a punt that good, a 16-yard return. And the Bears take over. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And, Charles, the good news, they got to stop defensively. The bad news, this is a huge hole that they're in right now. How do they start to dig out of it?
That's a great question.
And nothing but daylight ahead. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40.
It's a gain of 32.
A gain of 32 that time.
Bears.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
97's the mic. 97's the mic. It's coming this way. Coming this way. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
Another attempt, another incompletion. And when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points. And the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
He'll let this go for the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. Darnell Mooney with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Bears cut into that lead. He has his 2 scores, but still a sizable deficit in this game.
Do you have him in fantasy football this week?
Unfortunately, no.
It's too bad, right? That would have been big points, but he is really trying to rally his team as best he can. Things are not going as well the rest of the way for them. That's why they're down with this deficit. He might need to score a couple of more times to give them a chance.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10. They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete. Brandon Cooks, the receiver he was going after. But it'll be 2nd down.
When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play. Unable to connect in that attempt.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
They're not ready for this.
Here's Ward. And he's got some space here. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. The 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. A great effort there. An 80-yard touchdown. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
It good with a PAT, and that'll increase their lead to 28.
Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And no return on this one. It's a fair catch, a signal for, and take it.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
It's a gain of 5, and they're going to have a 3rd down.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch, I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. He's going to loft one deep left side, and it's caught inside the 30. And he will have the Bears' 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. What a game it's been for this duo.
They remind me of a good comedy team. They know how to play off of each other so well. No matter how one riffs, the other's right there to pick them up, and they are shredding them in this ball game.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Jamal Adams. And this one will be brought back to the 22. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Jackson, he's going to air it out deep for Hogan. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. From the gun, Jackson. He's going to let it go again. And that's caught inside the 30. And he is going to have a Seahawks 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Frankly, I don't know that this defense knows what to do anymore. Just look at their body language out there. The passing game has absolutely been relentless throughout.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Now Ward. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
Tackle made at the
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about what many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
I got you, son. I got you. You're all You're all mine.
Operating from the gun, Jackson. And he's got his man on the out route. And he is out of bounds. Looks like right at the 15. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
3rd and 3.
Throwing is Jackson. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And the Seahawks are going to have first and goal coming up as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 2. It's a gain of 6 as they're able to convert, and now it's first and goal. They run it with Ward. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. A loss of 2 there. Second down.
A loss of 2 brings up 2nd and goal at the Bears' 11-yard line.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal.
I got him. 58, boys, 58. 58, Mike. Here it comes.
Again on the ground, again it's Ward. And he'll take this one inside the 10, down to the 8. It's a pickup of 3, but still a little work to do on 3rd and goal.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
And it'll be intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it. And he'll get this back across the midfield stripe and down to the 47-yard line. I tell you what, credit is due there on them preventing the touchdown after that interception.
How about him chasing him down and not giving up the pick 6? Because what happens a lot of the time is when you see the interception, you just kind of hang your head a little bit and you momentarily pause because you're frustrated. He shook that off and gave great chase and got it done.
Still a great return and very good field position. The drive starts with a completion left side, and he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the first.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it, sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Escaping the pressure right. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off Byron Jones. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ballgame, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. And he's able to skip away from that first defender on his way to a pickup of 5.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge. I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. A quick toss outright, and they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. So they decline it as that will bring up 4th.
And I know that yardage and field position are keys to any game played, but you've got to consider downs when you're talking about penalties, and they wisely did not take that one and made it 4th down.
And they'll let this one go right on the outskirts of the 10. They'll down it at the 11-yard line.
At their own 11-yard line.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
Hey, we got to get to the ball, team. We got to get to the ball.
They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he'll go down after losing yardage at the 10. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Again, it's Jones. And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20.
Taken down at the
on a 2nd and long. It's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
The Bears on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 2. Here's Jones. He's got a 1st down and more past the 30. And he will have the Bears 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the 1st.
1st down, Chicago.
After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. And a give this time to the tailback. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Second and 11.
Hey, watch the slant.
Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Taken down.
No gain that time, and it leaves them with 3rd and 11 coming up.
And it's 3rd down.
And this will probably be the final play before the 2-minute warning. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On 3rd down, here's Jones. And this will be a Bears 1st down as the tackle made it about the 43-yard line. That right there, a good sign for a team that's had trouble converting 3rd down so far this year. They're in the bottom 5 in the NFL, but they come through there.
Yeah, and I bet if we put our guy Marvin on the case and say, Marvin, tell us where they rank on 3rd and what, right? I bet they're in the top 5 in the league.
And the Seahawks defense gets to him, and they bring him down.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Well, this has been a good march down the field, but now they're stuck looking at a 2nd and 14. This is Jones. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
3rd down. today's
A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Seahawks, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here.
And they will hit the road next week to take on Washington.
Meanwhile, for the Bears, they'll sink now to 0-4. And they'll get a home date next week against the Minnesota Vikings. So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. It's a win for the Seahawks here as we say so long from Seattle.